Hola, my name's Lorenza and I'm an ex-auxiliar de conversación. I went to Madrid to do the program and I did that in the year 2015 to 2016. This program was so much fun to do. I felt like going to work every day was fun because you are a novelty in the classroom, you're not the normal English teacher. The kids want to engage with you, they want to ask you questions about who you are and where you come from, and you're received very warmly, and it's a really nice opportunity to do a 4-day working week. Every weekend you get a 3-day weekend, and earn a generous income for a 16-hour work week or perhaps an 18-hour work week in Madrid, and even less in other regions. So we're there to develop the English language skills of the students that we're working with. You'll work in a primary school or a high school, and you'll be there to focus on, one grammatical point with some students that are struggling with it, or play games with them. You don't need any teaching experience. All you need is access to the internet. Instagram, Pinterest, Google, where you can Google fun English second language games for year 6 students or year 2 students, and you'll get a barrage of ideas. I mean, you will be expected to have some things up your sleeve like that. If there's an extra 10 minutes of class, the teacher will give you the floor and say play a game with the kids or have a conversation. Also, not only are we language assistants, but we're cultural ambassadors. So, for example, on Australia Day, I brought in photos and songs, taught the kids some songs. Some people go to the lengths of baking lamingtons, or if you know how to make a meat pie, that would be amazing. We're there to show them our culture, our accent, and what it's like to speak English with an Australian. So it's a lot of fun for us and for the kids, which is super cool. In Madrid you get paid a little bit more than in other regions, but it's plenty to cover all your living costs, your rent, your food, and just perhaps a little bit of socialising on your 3-day weekends. Lots of people supplement their income by doing private tutoring on the side, so I did that. I did the 4 days a week that I did work. I would teach students in the lunch break and after school. It really allowed me a lot of economic freedom to do the travelling that I wanted to do. There are so many benefits to doing the program for you personally. You'll be put in contact with a community of language assistants, and you won't be the only language assistant at your school. For example, depending on the size of your school, at my school we had 4 language assistants. I was the only Australian. There were 2 Americans and a British girl. So it was really nice to be able to spend lunch break with them and hang out with them on the weekends. It's a great way to make new friends in other countries. I'm still close friends with a lot of the other language assistants I met, from the United States or from England, from Ireland, Canada. Yeah, it's a really great way to expand your friendship network across the globe, which makes for a lot of fun if you plan to travel the world a little bit more. Now, with the free time, that's a great opportunity to pick up any hobbies you've always wanted to do. For example, I started doing salsa dance classes. Some people pick up flamenco. Some people choose to get private tutoring for themselves to focus on their Spanish or another language. You have this time to focus on whatever it is that you want to do. There are a lot of Spanish public holidays too. There's a thing called a puente in Spain, where puente means bridge. But there's the weekend and then a Monday and a public holiday on the Tuesday. Spanish people will often make a bridge over the Monday and just include that in the long weekend too, so you find yourself with a 4-day weekend. Sometimes depending on what day of the week you have off, you'll have a Friday or a Monday. That's sometimes a 5-day weekend. And lots of auxiliares choose to use the puentes and the public holidays to go travelling within Spain or to other European countries. It's really a great opportunity to see Europe. For example, I went to Italy, Germany, France, Portugal, did a lot of travel within Spain. Aside from the 3-day weekend, every weekend, aside from that, there's 2 weeks off for Semana Santa, the Christmas break. There's just a lot of time that you can use to go traveling around Europe. Or some people prefer to just sort of really, really embed themselves in Spanish culture and stick around and see what that's all about during Semana Santa, the Easter break or Christmas. So that's a huge benefit too, the travel. Another huge advantage, obviously, living in Spain is having the ability to every day really work on your Spanish skills. If it's just going to the bakery in the morning to pick up some delicious pastry treats that they have, you'll be speaking Spanish with that person, or going to just do some shopping at the changing of the seasons. You'll be asking the shop assistant where this or that is in Spanish. You'll be taking in the sign without even wanting to. You'll unconsciously be taking in the language, and you'll leave after a year having dramatically improved your language skills if you don't already speak fluently. If you do speak fluently already, there are lots of, colloquialisms specific to Spain that are a lot of fun to learn as well. So my biggest tip, especially if you're going to Madrid, would be to go about a month before you're due to start work. So the academic year will probably start around the beginning of October. I would say get there at the beginning of September. Madrid being the capital city, it has lots of people just living there seasonally. It's, people moving in and out constantly. So at that time of year, the piso hunt, or the flat hunt, is quite competitive. So if you get there about a month early, you'll probably just have a few more options and find something that you really want. If you get there a bit later, you'll find something and it'll be fine, but you might not, tick off all those special things that you like to have in your living space. I would think about whether or not you want to live with Spanish people or non-English speakers too. I chose to live with a Spanish girl and an Italian girl. There was no English spoken in the flat, and that was very challenging a lot of the time, but the benefits of that far, far outweighed any challenges. Leaving Spain speaking much better Spanish than when I arrived was well worth little difficult moments when you can't really express exactly what you want to. It makes for fun, interesting and funny times. Just that would be my top tip. Go there early, find a good place to live, because that's going to be your home for the year. I would try to learn a little bit of Spanish before you go, just the basic things. What's the time? Where is this? The whole application is in Spanish, so if you are thinking of applying and you don't speak Spanish, I would say that probably best to find a Spanish-speaking friend or a teacher to help you with that application earlier. Don't do it last minute if you don't speak Spanish. If you're thinking about it, download the application form, get on top of that as soon as possible. I'll just recap the generous income that you have from the program and the opportunity to supplement that income and earn even more money. Huge benefit. The opportunity to travel. The free time is amazing. Another benefit, pick up an extra hobby. If you've always wanted to learn photography, now you've got the time. New friends, international friends, if you're a traveler, that's always great to have. And the most important thing is that it's really fun and rewarding work. I strongly recommend this program for anybody, Spanish speakers or not. If you just want to experience something else, something different, if you want to contribute to, kids' lives in a positive way, this is a great opportunity to do that. And I strongly recommend it. Thank you for watching.